Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Channel. So this is a topic that I had no idea existed until I came across a clip from the locker room where he was talking about this. As you guys know, Stephen A. Smith had that sham of an NBA panel the other day when they had Gilbert Arenas, Tracy McGrady, and all these guys on a panel reacting to comments that were made by LeBron James, where they were talking about ring culture. Tracy McGrady jumped out the window. Everybody reacted to him. Gil said his own two-piece or whatever. And I've been saying this. I'm like, how are you going to have a panel how are we going to have a conversation about rings? And all of the people talking about rings don't have championships. It is crazy to me. And I used to say, some of y'all who follow the channel know, why don't they have these panels and put players up there that actually won championships and ask these same questions? You're getting a panel of players that never won anything, asking them about the importance about winning, when you know damn well they're going to look for reasons to say why winning is not important and talk about individual accolades. Well, it looks like one of the greatest winners in the modern era, Draymond Green, heard these comments and finally had enough. And he went off. We came across an article here from Yahoo Sports saying Draymond Green doesn't hold back against Gilbert Arenas. And I was like, whoo, we're going to have some fireworks today. Okay, so let's get into this article here. Draymond Green doesn't hold back against Gilbert Arenas originally appeared on Athlon Sports. Former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas raised eyebrows with a take about ring culture on First Take on Friday and is now coming under fire from Draymond Green. The topic of ring culture came up thanks to LeBron James criticizing it on his Mind the Game podcast. James stated that he does not know where the concept came from and made it clear that a title is a team accomplishment. Arenas reacted to James' comments by claiming that the second option on a title-winning team doesn't get any respect for their contributions from the basketball world. He brought up Kobe Bryant as an example of that. Bryant helped the Los Angeles Lakers in their three-peat from 2000 to 2002, but didn't get much credit for it. Shaquille O'Neal was the team's best player during that run. While Arenas received some support for his take, Green didn't agree with his comments. He put a post on Threads to call out the non-champions who were speaking on the subject. A bunch of non-champions having championship conversations. This world we live in is crazy. Arenas had an impressive NBA career. He made an all-star, blah, blah. It then continues on. Arenas reacted to the post by claiming that the Golden State Warriors star should be thanking people for him like speaking up. You should thank us for this convo so second options and third get their fair judgment, Arenas replied. Clay with 4 rings. Pippen has 6 rings and sits 32 all time. Six people in front of him with no rings. Why? Not my opinion. It's my research that exposed that they don't respect second option rings. Arenas wasn't backing down, but Green made it clear that only someone who hadn't won a championship would care about such a conversation. There would never be a reason for me to thank y'all for about anything involving the game of basketball, Green stated. There's also nothing you guys can say or topic y'all can cover that can change anything for me when it comes to the game of basketball or NBA. Only someone who has never been a champion would think that that's a conversation that would even matter. Your research was just missing one key perspective. A champion that understands what it means and takes to do so. So it's just a tad bit flawed. Green has won 4chan, and the article goes on to say a few other things. Do you see the point I was trying to make? It's like having a conversation about parenting with people that never had kids. This is where we are. You're having a conversation about parenting with people that don't have children. And we're going to actually sit down and have a substantive conversation. Draymond is a champion. So he understands the process. He understands the commitment. He understands the mentality of a champion. So frankly speaking, he doesn't view anything of what Gil is talking about as something worth listening to. That's why I said you would be hearing a different tune if these were champions that were having these conversations. Now, LeBron started this mess because of those crazy comments. I don't know exactly what he was trying to say, but clearly it didn't work because LeBron calling it a team accomplishment when he himself hailed himself as the greatest player of all time because of his ability to win that championship in 2016, it doesn't work. So LeBron was the wrong person to have this conversation. For somebody that has 4 rings, that is always in the pursuit of rings, it's always about championships, to now come out here and say this was crazy. And he kicked off this madness. But the fact of the matter is, it's about winning. Do you know who else said it's about winning? They asked him. Steven Jackson, what would you rather have? I think he said, I forgot what it was, like 100 million, 200 million, or a championship. He said, give me a championship. Give me a championship. I want to win. I want to win. Steven Jackson wasn't no multiple time All-Star, but he wanted to win. So this mentality is just their mentality. It's not the mentality of everybody. Some guys come to the NBA because after they've made their money, they now want to win. It's now about winning. I want to win, and I want to win as much as I can. Do you think Michael Jordan was playing because he needed money to pay rent? Do you think he needed money to pay his mortgage? He was trying to win all those championships to pay his mortgage? No, he was trying to win. Kobe was trying to win. My goal and my focus is to win. Because that's what separates the good from the great. And the great from the greatest. Winning. And that's what Draymond is talking about. It is important that we hear from people like Draymond on this matter so people are aware that there's another viewpoint on this conversation. That we don't have people running around the comment, I don't know, ring. Nah, bro, it's important. Because winning is the essence of sports, which is competition. It matters. It absolutely matters. Gil brought up the point about Cleveland. Didn't LeBron go back to Cleveland? Did he not go back to Cleveland? Did Cleveland have the highest payroll in the NBA? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? The owner's worth $25 billion. What are we talking about? Was the Bulls winning anything before Jordan got? Didn't they find a way to make it into a sports town and win? Let's stop. It looks like now we're beginning to witness a little bit of a shift in the way things are being done. As you guys know, I'm a Kobe Bryant fan, and like myself and many other Kobe fans, we have had to sit here for the last few years and watch Kobe Bryant get disrespected to the high heavens. Literally. I mean, we have heard everybody and their grandmama come out there and give an opinion on Kobe Bryant, and a lot of us are sitting here saying, bro, what is going on? But one that really surprised me and a lot of people were the comments that were made by his former friend and Olympic teammate, Dwyane Wade, right? Dwyane Wade recently did a show where he jumped out the window and basically said, Pau Gasol, Kobe was playing like trash in Game 7 because he was like 6-24, and everybody was saying that Pau Gasol was supposed to be the Finals MVP, but people were looking at Kobe Bryant's leadership and all this, and therefore they decided to give it to Kobe. And I'm sitting, I'm like, yo, what is Dwyane Wade talking about right now? What is up with all of these NBA players that were cool with Kobe saying all of these crazy stuff about him? I never heard none of this when Kobe was playing. I mean, when Kobe was here. Even after he retired, where were all of these comments, bro? Where were all of these revisionist history takes? Oh, well, I never heard this. Now all of a sudden everybody has a take or two about Kobe Bryant. But something interesting happened. Believe it or not, one of Kobe Bryant's rivals and a former Celtic came to the defense of Kobe Bryant, and that person was Kendrick Perkins. So I was just going through the internet and I came across a clip of Kendrick Perkins on the podcast Road Trippin', where he essentially checked Dwyane Wade for his insanely disrespectful comments towards Kobe Bryant. So what we want to do now is we're going to play exactly what Kendrick Perkins had to say in response to Dwyane Wade, and then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Kendrick Perkins here.
Listen, my boy Dwyane Wade, I love you, brother. You've been doing an excellent job in the media. I can't wait to hear you doing the play-by-play next year. but I heard you the other day and you done lost your damn mind. He came back. He went on his, I guess his Dwyane Wade network, and he said that Paul Gasol, people were thinking, he was thinking that Paul Gasol was about to win Finals MVP in 2010. You know who was playing in that series in 2010? Me, yours truly. Right? I got hurt in game 6. We went to game 7. We ended up losing. But ain't nowhere in hell Paul Gasol was getting no Finals MVP over Kobe. Kobe had one bad game. He had one bad game. He shot 6 for 24 in game 7. I get all that. But here's the thing. I think Kobe had 15, 16 rebounds. So you got to understand the moment. In that series, whoever won the rebounding battle won the game. Kobe Bryant knew that. So in a crucial game 7, when your shot is not falling, you expect greatness. So for him to go out there and have 15, 16 rebounds, and you're on the floor with Paul Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Rasheed Wallace, Kevin Garnett, Big Baby, you getting in the trenches at 6'6", going to get 16 boards in the game 7. Hey, man, listen, D-Wade, I love you, brother. You doing a hell of a job, but that was just some straight foolishness you was talking about. Ain't nowhere in hell that was going to Paul Gasol. By the way, if I didn't get hurt, we wouldn't have lost that series. Because, I mean, it's the facts. Our starting 5 never lost the series when we all were healthy. That's just a fact. Go pull it up. I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I'm just keeping it real with y'all.
So you heard what Kendrick Perkins had to say. Even he thought that was ridiculous. But I want to back it up with some data here. Okay, let's look at Powell's numbers in the 2010 season. That year, Powell averaged 18.3 points a game on 53.6% shooting from the floor, with 79% shooting from the free throw line, while getting 11.3 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 1.6 blocks per game. Let's look at Powell's numbers in the finals that year. This finals that he was supposed to win. MVP he was supposed to win over Kobe. In the finals, Powell averaged 11.6 points, 18.6 points, 11.6 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 2.6 blocks per game on 47.8% shooting from the field, and he shot a free throw percentage of 72%, right? Powell played well. Game 1, he had 23 and 14. Game 2, he had 25 and 8. Game 3, he had 13 and 10. Game 4, he had 21 and 6. Game 5, he had 12 and 12. Game 6, he had 17 and 13 and 9, which was a good game. And his first, that and first game is probably the best game. And then game 7, he had 19, 18, and 4 assists. In that game 7, you know what Powell shot from the floor? 37.5%. While shooting 53% from the free throw line. Do you know why Powell shot that number? Because it was a defensive slugfest. I think they scored like 83-79 or something like that. It was a defensive game. Let's look at Kobe Bryant's numbers that year. Kobe Bryant's regular season numbers that playoffs were what? That regular season were what? Let me see. Kobe Bryant. Yeah, regular season. So that year, Kobe Bryant averaged 27 points a game on 45.6% shooting from the field, 33% shooting from 3, 81% shooting from the free throw line, while getting you 5.4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers, 1.5 steals per game with a plus minus of 6.4. Let's look at Kobe Bryant's numbers in the finals, because this is what we're talking about. In the finals, Kobe averaged 28.6 points, 8 rebounds a game, 3.9 assists on 40.5% shooting from the field, 32% shooting from 3, and 83% shooting from the free throw line. Let me give you Kobe's numbers in some of those games. Kobe scored 30 points, and Kobe had 37 and 6 in game 1. In game 2, he had 21, 5, and 6. Game 3, he had 29, 7, and 4. In game 2 steals. In game 4, he had 33, 6, and 2. In game 5, 38, 5, and 4. Game 6, 26, 11, and 3. Game 7, 23, 15, and 2. Kobe shot 25% from the floor, so help me figure this out. Because Powell shot 12 percentage points better than Kobe in game 7, therefore he should have won the MVP, and Kobe had 15 rebounds as a guard. People go, Kobe shot 40% from the field in the playoffs, in the finals. Yes, LeBron has shot 38% from the field in the playoffs in that Cavs series. It's hard to score in the finals. But the point is, Kobe shot over 45% for pretty much 6 out of the 5 games. It was game 7 where his percentages dropped. So Powell's supposed to win the finals MVP over Kobe because of what exactly? Because of what exactly? And then to hear these comments come from a former friend in Dwyane Wade is crazy. But this is where we are right now. Everybody's like, all of these former NBA players trying to enhance their legacy off of Kobe. Now all of a sudden they all was on Kobe's level. So I have done everything in my power to steer clear of this topic. Y'all know Kobe Bryant is my favorite player. I've been going at people who've been disrespecting Kobe now for years, right? To the point where now it's almost like as if I'm getting numb to it. But there were some comments that were made recently on ESPN First Take where Stephen A. Smith invited Tracy McGrady, Jay Williams, Gilbert Arenas, I forgot who else was there. I think that was it in terms of players, to discuss LeBron's ring culture comment. And during the discussion, Tracy McGrady then takes the conversation to, if you replace me with Kobe on that Lakers team, you don't think I have what it takes to win a championship? Gilbert Arenas is over there co-signing them. Stephen A. Smith ain't say nothing. They're having a kumbaya moment. And as that was going on, Kobe fans were just sitting back in the cut like, yo, this is crazy. So a lot of Kobe fans went to work. Even people that were not Kobe Bryant fans started calling out the crazy disrespect, right? So yesterday, a show on Gil's Arena got published. And I mean, it was crazy. And I'm not the one over embellishing the title here. Even they themselves did it. And it has a title. They wrote the title. Swaggy P finally snaps on Gil for becoming a Kobe hater. I didn't say that. That's not my title. That's their title. So I click on the video and it's about a 12-minute video. And folks, let me tell you, when I say all hell broke loose, all hell broke loose. Gil and Kenyon Martin and them were going on there. Shout out to Ron Artest. He was on there. Meta World Peace, was on there. And at one point, Nick Young just lost it. Brandon Jennings was with him. But Nick Young lost it and he started going off on the entire panel. And I was like, this is what happens when the disrespect becomes too much. Take a listen to what the exchange was here and listen to Nick Young. Take a listen to that there.
This is Meta, can you tell me?
This is loser talk.
Can you tell me exactly when Kobe had 3 rings and T-Mac was doing what T-Mac was doing? What were we saying again?
In that era. And it was about 3 years where everybody was saying they didn't know who was better.
They didn't know who was better.
It was just in that point
they
in time.
act like I was not there and I was not in the locker room and we was having these discussions and one was 3 rings. This is Jesus, right? They act like I made it up myself.
You act like you came up with
They act like I made this up.
That's fine.
It wasn't my opinion. He came on here and said the same thing. And y'all want to argue with the there.
It is amazing these days, right? Rather argue like
instead of listening.
You niggas will always think y'all right. You're not right.
We were there.
I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to agree with you. I don't give a I don't have to agree.
What is your take? No, you are wrong. You're stupid. We're there. Damn. We're game planning.
I gotta agree with you, motherfucker.
You don't have to.
You're not right. Shut the up. Nerves,
how about that?
Damn.
In 2002, from 2002, you tell us.
Thank you.
Y'all not right. Let's go.
We're not right, and we were there, and we're game planning. We're talking. We're guarding these 2 men. We're not right.
I know he bust your
Now you tell us what was being said. How about this? What was being said in 2002 then? Since we're wrong, tell us what was being said in 2002.
I don't know. I was
Then shut the
Kobe fan.
I don't give a
championship. All I know about what Kobe was doing in LA.
If you can't give me an answer then, and I ask you a fucking question, then shut the
Years ago, all I see was
I'm asking you a question.
All I see was
in
niggas
2002, can you tell us what was being said?
The parade, at the
Can
parade,
you tell us? I hate you that got opinions, and then you don't have an educated answer.
T-Mac and Kobe. I heard Kobe at the parade.
I'm asking you an educated question.
I didn't hear, T-Mac would have been Kobe.
Question like a in 2002, when he had 3 rings, can you tell me with your educated self what was being said about T-Mac and Kobe? Since we're wrong, what was being said?
I just heard.
I know you don't fucking know.
Kobe and
you ain't even got to ask.
Nobody was talking about it. It was always that one, Kobe or Shaq. Who's better?
So that's what you found. That's all you heard.
That's all I heard.
In middle school.
That's all I heard.
Kobe and Shaq winning championship. In middle school. Now, what did you hear in 2002 as a professional basketball player playing against Kobe and T-Mac? Let's hear what you, because we know what y'all heard in middle school from the LA
it was definitely harder to guard Kobe personally. But collectively, I mean, it was games where T-Mac would go to work too, but when I was guarding T-Mac versus Kobe, it's a different player. You know, I mean, they had similar moves, like they both could spin right, they could fade right, they could fade left, but collectively, what people were saying, it was an era and point in time where nobody really knew at that point in time.
And one had 3 rings.
I'm not saying that, just at that point in time.
It sounded like it was a lot of haters in 2002.
Oh, no,
I'm just going emotional. We just telling you what was being talked about. Defended what was being talked about in 2000. Legos going on. They don't know what the
they had a harder time with Kobe.
Y'all
So you heard what Nick Young had to say. Folks, it was so bad. After the game, he even took to his Twitter to say the following, and I want to show it to you. I don't know what Kobe did to these N-words. Nick Young is in disbelief that this entire conversation was even happening. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, hey, Charles, man, weigh in on this. And I've tried to stay away from it, but today I think it's time to weigh in on this conversation. Let's keep it a stat. What I have noticed is that a lot of these NBA guys are now using Kobe Bryant as a proxy to try to make themselves look bigger than what they were. So what they're doing is, well, Kobe was great, but he really wasn't all that great. And if you look at how great I was, I mean, Kobe's great, but I was great too. So if you try to diminish Kobe in various ways and put yourself in situations like that, what does it do? Not only does it diminish Kobe, it enhances you. So now you're trying to create an environment where it's like, yeah, we were all kind of on the same level, when in reality, it was not. When in reality, it was not. Let me tell you, 99% of the people that are talking about Kobe were not in the same universe with him. 99% of players talking about Kobe were not even in his stratosphere. They simply were not. They simply were not. If we're going to be honest, the players that have been on Kobe's level since Jordan retired, Kobe came in, Kobe left, and if we're being honest, they're very few. You got Jordan, you got Kobe, you had Duncan, you had LeBron. That's it, folks. Literally, that's it. Nobody else really. Nobody. So all of these other dudes y'all hearing out there talking all of this and yapping this and yapping that, they was not on his level at all. Don't get it twisted, son. They were not on his level. Those are the facts. Those are the facts of the matter. They can go up there and try to rewrite their history and make it seem like they had greater careers than they actually did. The fact of the matter was, they simply were not on Kobe's level. Let's get to T-Mac, who was one of my favorite players growing up. And I used to watch T-Mac like everybody else, saying, son is incredible. You could make a legitimate argument that Tracy McGrady had more raw talent, latent talent, than Kobe Bryant. But let's knock it off with the nonsense, bro. People bring up the fact that Tracy McGrady was injured. He did deal with some injuries. But when Tracy McGrady became an all-star, do you know what year that was? 2000. From 2000 to 2007, Tracy McGrady was a 7-time all-star, 2 all-first teams, 2 all-second teams. Okay? He led the league in scoring 2 times. Most improved player. Do you know what you don't see on this list here? While all of that was going on, do you know T-Mac never even sniffed one all-NBA defensive team? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? Let me give you what Kobe was doing at 2000 to, let's say, 2007, 2008. Kobe had won 3 championships. Okay, 2008, he became the MVP. He was an all-star all throughout that period. He was an all-NBA team basically from 2002 to 2004, then 2006 to 2013. And he was on an all-second NBA team. So he was either first team or second team all throughout that period. Then he made first all-defensive team. 2000, 2003, 2004, then 2006, all the way to 2011. So yes, T-Mac could score, but Kobe Bryant was better. But then I decided to take it a step further because I'm shocked to hear those words come out of Tracy McGrady's mouth after we sat down and watched T-Mac and Kobe Bryant sit on an interview together talking about how Kobe elevated his own play. Those were T-Mac's words, not my words. So the guy that you spent time with that helped elevate your game, you were on the same level of him? How would they do that at? Where did that happen at? But then I took it a step further. I wrote the following on the channel, our community board. I said this. The fact of the matter is, since we want to play this replace if not, if you put Kobe Bryant on that Rockets team that featured Louis Scola, Yao Ming, Ron Artest, Rafe Alston, Battier, all of these guys, and you replace him with T-Mac, they're getting out of the first round, son. They are getting out of the first round. We cannot have a serious conversation about Kobe Bryant with players that never even made it out of the first round. This is beyond absurd. At a certain point, there needs to be a standard criteria before we even begin. These guys yapping about Kobe either never made it out the first round or were never the play. This is a fact, bro. This is a fact. I was a huge NBA fan back then. The entire NBA couldn't believe a dude like Kobe Bryant existed. The NBA stood still the night he scored 81. They stood still. People were stopping what they were doing. Everybody was calling, "Why, you seen it? Are y'all seeing it? Are you seeing what's happening right?" Why were they doing that? Because they were witnessing a guy score 81 points in a game when teams were averaging about 102. We were witnessing a guy that would score 50 plus points 4 games in a row and outscore an NBA team featuring Dirk Nowitzki and all of these other guys, outscoring them in 3 quarters. What are we talking about, bro? Kobe had 63 or 62. The Mavs had like 50-something in 3 quarters. What are we talking about right now? And the problem is these guys don't have a point because we saw Kobe's full career. You're talking about, oh, well, he had Shaq. How many more rings did Shaq win after he played with Kobe? I think it was 1, right? How many rings did Kobe win without Shaq? I think it was 2, right? Didn't we witness Kobe go to 3 straight finals without Shaq? So what's your point then? Or matter of fact, let's switch it around. If you put T-Mac on that Lakers team and sent them to the finals versus the Celtics and sent them through that gauntlet for that 3-year run, you do know Kobe beat more 50-win teams in that 2-year window than Magic Johnson beat in his entire career. Y'all aware of that, right? You're telling me if you put T-Mac on that Kobe team, they're winning? Yo, knock it off with this, bro. But I understand. This is the new come up. This is the new come up. You got players that were all-stars, slightly above all-stars, whatever you want to call it. They figured out the new hustle. I know now how I'm going to enhance my career. I'm going to say some crazy shit about Kobe, and then people will be like, well, you got a point. You got a point. Gilbert Arenas, who I'm cool with. And this ain't no diss, but you be adding to it. Gilbert Arenas recently put out his top 5 list of all favorite players of all time. Not favorite. His top 5 players in ranking. He had Jordan at 1, Kobe at 2, LeBron at 3, Magic at 4, and I think Tim Duncan at 5. A lot of people were shocked. Why were people shocked at that? Why were so many people shocked at Gil ranking Kobe that high? Do you know why? Because even though Gil says he's a Kobe Bryant fan, Gil has been attacked more for the things that he says about Kobe, and yet he's supposed to be a Kobe fan, which means that there's something you're doing, there's something in your rhetoric that is causing people to question if you're even a Kobe fan truly. The second reason people say this is whenever you look at these examples to diminish players, you never use this, you never do it with LeBron James. Your only example and target is always Kobe Bryant. You never use LeBron as a way to make these points. You then brought up the comments about Pippen. What? Excusez-moi? What? That they were talking about Pippen. When did Pippen ever average 29 in the finals in the playoffs when he was playing with Jordan? When did that ever happen? How much Pippen averaged when Jordan left that season? Won like 22, 23 points. How much Kobe Bryant averaged when he would stop playing with Shaq? Won the 35.5 points per. Yo, what are we talking about, bro? This is the disrespect. And you must know when you make comments like that, how it's going to come off. Putting Scottie Pippen in the same level of Kobe? Scottie Pippen is only relevant today because of Michael Jordan. Would we still be talking about Scottie Pippen had he not played with Jordan? Would we? No, we wouldn't. He would be like any other top 50 player that we know about that we don't talk about. But the question is, would they still be talking about Kobe after they play? He played? Of course they do. In fact, one can make an argument. Kobe's the best part of Kobe's career, the most impressive part, was after he stopped playing with Shaq. When he went through all of that turbulence and all, they had to find a way to ultimately win, improve as a leader and all of that, to learn how to bring people along and all, and ultimately found a way to win. Ultimately. So T-Mac's comments are crazy. And the easiest way to understand that is, if you put Kobe on that Rockets team, do they get out of the first round? We all know the answer. And now all of a sudden, hypothetical seems stupid. Gil has gone off on his channel, on his platform. Oh, why are we arguing things that never happened? That's what you went up there and did by co-signing T-Mac's comments. And T-Mac saying that about Kobe is unbelievable, bro. It is unbelievable that you said that about that guy and that guy wasn't even here to defend himself. It don't get no lower than that. But what I'm saying is, y'all need to go find somebody else to play with. Go find somebody else to play with. None of you dudes was on Kobe's level. That's the fact of the matter. That is the fact that Gil, again, I'm going to say, Gil, I'm cool with him. But when you were doing that video, but you scoring 60 on the, and I'm watching, I'm like, okay, I'm like, Gil, you having a moment here. And I'm like, okay, Gil, it's almost like as if you're trying to suggest that you and Kobe was on the same level. I'm like, you're taking this a little bit too far now. So I asked Gil. I said, Gil, could you lead the league in scoring and make an all-first defensive team? He said no. I said, could you, if they replace Kobe with you on that Lakers team, you beating the Celtics? He said no. I said, so knock it off. Knock it off, bro. Knock it off. You had a great game against Kobe. You had a great game. Kobe has more 40-point games than LeBron and Curry combined. Knock it off, bro. Knock it off. Y'all are taking this disrespect too far. But I understand to come up. I understand to come up for these NBA. I'm going to say crazy stuff about Kobe, and I'm going to put myself in the mix of it, and Even Kenyon Martin was like, oh, if you put me on, I'm winning. No, you not. What are you even talking about? What are we doing? Next thing you know, they're gonna say they're gonna put the janitor up there. Oh, man, if you put the janitor up there, he'd probably want to. Unbelievable, bro. Y'all don't even have the respect to trash people that are around to defend themselves. You dudes are trashing people that are not even here. And then some of y'all say that was your man. It's disgraceful.